You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, you're already not saying something. Tom's already silent already. John
Listen,
Packman Podcast.
I'm gonna be the man tonight.
Yeah, that's fine. John Packman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, beautiful downtown Portland. Come over the bridge, go through one set of lights, start looking left. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. I guess hit the bell or whatever. And we are here, kind of a twofer, a 1.5er, because
Yeah.
Tom's reluctant. Tom was just the ride. But we are here with Frank Annunziato, Frank Nunes.
Yes.
You call him. One of my favorite singers ever.
Wow.
It's
Listen,
Great singer.
I'm leaving.
No, well, hey, man.
That's about as good as it's going to get.
For you, I just got the chills, bro.
Well, hey, look. I don't have to say anything.
I know you don't, and you did, which means a great deal to me. By the way, let's get all the accolades out of the way. It's been a complete pleasure to play with both you guys. Probably the best pleasure of my life.
Really?
With both you guys. Honestly, just unbelievable.
Wow.
Complete pleasure.
Wow.
I almost felt unworthy, honestly. It was just great time. Great time.
Hey, whatever.
It was fun.
So,
Great time.
You guys, both the Yins, Frank, singer, Tom, guitar player, also singer. Tom's been here before. Tom did this. That's Tom. Did our theme.
Yeah,
Also,
Tom.
Hey.
Woo!
Listen, both of them at the same time.
I wrote them just so that they would work together.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Good job. But I've known Tom forever. You could watch that podcast if you want to hear that history. And then they've been a duo. Frank, I did not know before I started working with them. Frank, the duo called
The Mediums.
The Mediums.
First, actually, John, the Happy Mediums.
Oh, the Happy Mediums.
Yes, but
then
after a while we cut the Happy out.
You became unhappy.
And then it was the jaded.
unhappy.
It was
Right
the
from the
jaded
get-go.
mediums.
Yeah. And then the mediums. And then it's just the dumbs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just-
right. Yeah.
Well, then we got all, after, then you're at bars and you're like, oh, what the extra larges?
Well,
you guys.
So that was the problem with, like, it was a joke name, sort of, and then we got tied into it, which was really stupid on our part.
Yeah,
But
very stupid. Yeah.
I still can't really think of, band names, it's tough.
Yeah, it's
I know.
tough. It's tough.
So it doesn't matter either.
No.
Yeah?
And then the other thing was we got so popular that we had to stick with the name
Yeah,
because
yeah.
people
All
just knew us
five
by the
people.
mediums. Yeah.
Yeah,
five
exactly.
All 7 of our fans. So.
Well, but anyway.
All right, this is where I cease talking, and Frank.
All right, yeah.
Well,
See,
all right,
Tom
well.
doesn't want to
Yeah.
even be here, so we're
Yeah.
going to...
No, it's not that. It's just that this is Frank's time.
Okay.
I say.
All right. Okay. You say. So, but anyway, there was that duo.
Yeah.
For a very how long time? 20 plus years, right?
We started the second time around because we did it in the 90s, and then we
Which I don't remember, but
then we took a good 5 or 6 year break, and then we started in 2001 until the pandemic.
Wow,
So about 2 years ago.
Dun, 2001. That
Yeah,
was
it's
exactly
right.
it, man.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's exactly right.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You guys knew each other. You did it before.
Yeah,
Way
we were
back
in
when.
bands, and we did
Yeah.
a duo before that. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
we actually one of our first gigs was the Common Grounds
In
in
Brantford.
Brantford, Connecticut, the coffee store.
You would make $25 and a cookie.
$25
And you think
each.
that's a joke, but it's actually
But it's the truth, yeah.
What kind of cookie? That's
Well,
I think we had our pick.
Well, listen. Here's the great thing, John. On Christmas, we got
Oh,
a bag of coffee.
oh, great.
Yeah, so it
No,
was-
thanks.
It was a high-paying gig.
And you know what's sad?
What?
Not much has changed.
Yeah, seriously.
That's the extent of it. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, wait, you got a bag of coffee? You get to the point where someone's like, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
And then let me say this too. Back then, Tom would not even go near a microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Not even
Well, I couldn't
attempt
sing.
to go through. Yeah, I mean, I would be like, Tom, come on, and he would not go near a microphone.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then I would, and it wouldn't be that great.
I think only because he was afraid, but he
And he's
has.
very fearful. He's afraid right now.
Yeah, but he honestly, I'm mind blown as how he has come so far as a singer. It's unbelievable. Yeah, but it evolved into something real nice. It was
I think so.
a fun time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you guys, and I was like, I got to get involved.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that was a fun. That was yeah, I remember that night.
And
Yeah, it came down.
let me also say that from that, Tom was nice enough to invite you, Jay Wiggin,
Yeah.
and we got
And sometimes Eddie. When
sometimes
Jay was
Eddie.
around,
Yeah,
we
right.
did one or the other.
And I guess that was called the Mediums Band, right?
Yeah.
And we had some great gigs. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
So.
I second. I hesitate to give you another compliment, but seriously, yeah.
No,
Just
it was
great.
whatever.
It was so great to play with you guys.
One of the, I don't know why this just popped into my mind.
Oh, no.
But do you remember when we
You're not going
played?
to talk about when I killed that guy at that time, are you? I don't.
No, we'll keep that out. We'll keep it. We played the, I think it was the Greenwich Country Club,
Sure.
and
Oh, no.
we were doing this song, but I think I just lost it.
Yeah.
And
'cause
John,
no
at
one
the end
was
of the
paying
night,
attention.
was like, I'm playing the drums, and all I see is just your back, and you're screaming from the top of your lungs.
Yeah.
At the Greenwich Country Club. Yeah, it
that
was-
went over well. That's
Yeah.
why we never got booked there again.
Yeah.
It was good while it lasted.
Yeah.
Well, they would, we were like inside and everybody was outside.
Yeah, it was weird.
So you're just like, no one even cares.
No.
So we're
That's what
playing
happened.
as loud as we could.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was
one even-
great, though. Nice steak dinner, though. So
But-
That is
I-
true.
I guess
but
you-
they were like, "Can you guys eat this in your car?"
Right. Right.
they put us in a back room somewhere,
Yeah.
with no silverware. Yeah.
The only, and so they're probably like, yeah, nobody heard that except the dude who booked us.
Right, exactly.
He's the only one that.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
A
just-
lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
yeah.
That was
exactly.
especially fun for me, the guy who was in charge of booking and being the interface for the band.
Yeah, right. And here we are having the time of our lives,
Yeah, you
sinking
guys
the
are having
ship.
fun. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I'm like, can
Yeah.
you shut up so that
Yeah.
I can get booked here again?
Yeah, really. And then let's not forget the time that
we
you got
won.
all your equipment stolen from that place.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun. That was another fun night.
Another fun night at Greenwich Country Club.
It was just all wins.
Yeah. It
Oh,
was,
boy.
It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun, though. A lot of fun.
Well, I think then we'll stop talking about that because it's clear that we're never going to get that gig again. At this point. But
Yeah, it's over.
We
but-
might have lost the gig when it was high summer, and I insisted that they put a tent up so that we weren't. I'm like, you expect us to stand out in the
John,
middle? Well,
I will
all
never
the guests are
forget
under,
that.
I'm just like, you got to cover us.
in-
I am a human with skin that burns. I can't. Like I understand.
John,
but
I will never forget that. You come in, you're like,
You got it.
where's the umbrella? I'm just staying like this. No. You and Tom play.
Yeah, you gotta have
just do the
something.
duo.
In fairness, the contract had that in it.
Of course it did.
But they didn't do it.
But they didn't do it. And then, it was like that every time. I had to
Yeah.
go chase somebody down to actually get it because nobody reads the contract.
But whatever. We have too much to talk about.
know.
To worry about that.
I know.
But
John,
I'm just
let me
thinking-
just say this though. Remember, they gave you a riser and it was crooked. It was crooked. Like you're standing, you were like this.
Yeah, sure.
Beautiful times, rock and roll.
Yeah. Hey, kids.
Yeah,
Be like us.
yeah. Be like us. Yeah, great
Yeah. Well. We
memories.
Cross that gig off.
Yeah, there you
Please,
go. Yeah.
There's so many.
I know.
More gigs were like
Oh,
that.
believe me,
know.
John. We have stories, boy.
Well, you
Well,
guys
we all do.
You guys had fun before I showed up.
Well, yeah, there was a lot. Listen, I do got to say, and this may sound cliche or whatever, but there were times where Tom and I played gigs where there might have been 3 people, and 80% of the stuff we didn't even know. We said, let's just try half the White
Sure.
Album,
Sure.
and play. And at the end of the night, looked at each other and said that was just unreal.
I remember probably, I can honestly say, probably one of the most fun times that I can think of that I ever had at a gig was us. We played at Jake's one time, and we were playing Stump the Band. Like people were
Yes.
yelling out songs,
Yes.
and we would just play
Yeah, and
until
we
we
played
got
Zeppelin.
to the bridge,
Yeah.
till we got to a part
Right,
where we didn't
right.
know it, and we just stopped.
That was
And people
awesome.
were into it. They were like, "This is hilarious."
They were
How about-
freaking out.
how about
and we would just play whatever, and then just go, "I don't know the rest."
Yeah.
We did that for the
Yeah.
whole night,
It was,
And then
and they were with it too. They were like, "These guys are hilarious."
And then we did that like 30-minute Doors medley, like
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that was and that
Break
was,
on through,
And this
yeah.
is why, but this is why it was so much fun playing with him because he would all of a sudden we're doing a Latin groove, and everybody on a dime just switches.
Well, when you get
and
Jay
starts,
or Eddie also.
yeah,
You know.
I mean, it's like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Which was so much
Another
fun.
gig that we don't have.
Yes. Yeah.
All the
But
gigs we don't have.
I distinctly remember that night because I had a ball.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
we were doing stuff like
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah, people were trying to-
ramble on.
Yeah,
I mean,
yelling out.
yeah. I mean, it was just so much fun, and I'll never forget the DJ from PLR was there.
Oh, Mike Lapatino.
Mike Lapatino, and he came up to me and said, "Listen, I never saw you guys, but you guys just blew me away."
Hey, man.
And I was like, "Wow, man, that's awesome, man!" And it was just such a great gig. So much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Definitely had a
So,
lot of fun.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, we had fun. I know it was sad that we couldn't do more because we were actually onto something fun. You know, it's not like you're going to change the universe or anything.
Get
but
closer.
But we were having fun. You know?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
we had
Oh,
a
yeah.
ball. Yeah.
Sure.
I agree with you. That was one of my funnest gigs, John. That
Yeah.
was great.
Oh, for sure.
That was great. Yeah.
Gonna
For
touch
sure.
that.
So tell us how you got started singing. Like, how did that?
Yeah.
How'd you get involved in all that?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that on the way here. My brother Sal was a great singer.
Okay.
My older brother.
Yep.
And
Still
always
Still-
great,
still
still great
great
singer,
singer,
still
yeah.
great singer. Always idolized him. He was more like a father figure to me, and I never thought I could be as good as him.
Oh, wow.
And I always had that in my head too. It was a head thing for me. Always struggled with weight, so that was a problem.
Okay.
And I remember, he's not gonna like this if he hears it, but I remember him saying to me once, like, "I just don't think you're cut out to be a lead singer." And
You're like,
I
"Oh, yeah?"
was like, "Oh, shit." Sorry,
No,
John,
I
if
don't
swore.
care. No, it's
I was like, "Wow, that's wild." You know, like I was. It was almost like, okay.
Was he a lead singer at this point?
He played guitar and sang, and he at all the family functions, he was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one.
yeah.
He was
Was he just being
great.
a big brother busting?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was probably just being a
Yeah.
big brother busting
never
my
be
chops.
me.
And he's my, and he's my biggest supporter. Even now he's great. So I'm sure it wasn't done out of
Yeah.
any type of. But it was a challenge to me, and I'll never forget that. I started going out my attic,
Yeah.
and I would. There's a couple big influences in my life.
Yeah.
One of them was Nicky Bagnasco.
We need to get you need
Okay.
to get him on.
need
I
to
don't
get him
know
on
him,
here.
but that would be
Yeah,
He's the
he
best.
was in a very
Remind me.
Yeah.
very popular group in the '80s called Nappy Brown.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Vic was the drummer.
yes,
no kidding.
I saw him once or twice when I was a kid.
No
so I
kidding.
remember Nicky back then, but
He's the
not
great,
really.
he's the best.
So, and when I was a freshman, played basketball.
Sure.
Sang a little bit, but then when I was a sophomore, a bunch of friends got together, started just jamming down a basement, and I was very shy. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself, and we started jamming, playing.
Sure.
There was this other guy in the school who looked exactly like David Lee Roth.
Oh, wow.
And sounded exactly
Oh,
like
wow.
David Lee Roth. And I was so put back by him and so afraid.
Whoa.
And he came to one of our concerts, and he called me Wilbur, like the horse. He Wilbur.
Oh,
And
no.
I lost it. I was like, oh my God.
So this is a tale of adversity, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
these people.
So now I start locking myself up in the attic. So I go to Nikki starts coming
Kind
to
of sad. So then I just
Yeah.
locked myself in the
Well,
attic.
well, what happened was I had no confidence.
Sure.
So, Nikki started coming to our band rehearsals, and he would critique us.
Yeah.
And I said, "Would you mind if I just came to you like once a week, just so,
Yeah.
you could help me out?" He has.
I hope this isn't. And then Nikki says, "You ain't got it, kid." You'll never be-
Yeah, right.
Go,
Then I
go.
just but I started going to his house, and he said, "Listen, man, you're okay, man. You got a
Yeah.
good voice. It's a little low, but I'll never forget." He said to me, "Listen, man, just keep on putting on the record and trying to hit those. Just keep on trying to
Yeah.
hit those notes. You're gonna get them."
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd be like, "No way."
Is Nikki a good singer?
Great singer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I've
Great
never heard
singer.
him sing.
Yeah, he
Okay,
has a very
okay.
high voice still.
Okay.
Oh,
Still,
no
yeah,
kidding.
yeah,
right.
great singer.
All right.
And he would actually even teach me how to hold the mic. he would tell me to throw it down like Prince and pull it back up.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know,
James
but
Brown.
he was like, you know, he was
James Brown, yeah.
Right, James Brown, and you know, he was in my corner, you know, and he'd be like, Frank, listen, man, you're okay, man.
that's
You're,
cool.
You're gonna be okay, you know, and what wound up happening was the band really got fairly well for our age, 15 years old.
Yeah.
We played this gig at the high school, and 1,000 people came. Kind of broke records for the high school. Nicky was the reason why. He, you know, we never had a PA.
Yeah, right.
So he like rented
Wow.
professional
Hey, that's
stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Nicky's
Nicky
great
was
guy.
Nicky. So if it wasn't for Nicky,
Yeah.
a couple other people like Roland Pepin, who was a keyboard player, he just recently passed away, turned me on to stuff that I never would have listened to before if it wasn't for him, like old Genesis,
Sure.
you know, ELP, you know, Floyd, stuff like that. And I started to get more confident as the time went on. And from there, Roland asked me to be in a band called Tricks when I was 18 years old.
Oh, wow.
As a lead singer. And I was blown away.
Must have been with an X, right? True.
Of
course it was.
Of course it was.
Of course it was.
And the
Me
shirts.
too.
Yes.
2 X's.
And the shirts, John said, Tricks, not just for kids.
Right.
Of course.
Lord.
Of course.
Oh,
yeah.
man. If they were serious, though, it would have been triple X.
That's true. That is
There
true.
you go. So we actually were booked with Johnny Paris.
Oh, yeah, sure. I remember Johnny. Yeah, he was cool.
And we played the tri-state area.
Yeah.
And back then we were getting like 2,000 a
Yeah.
gig. It was
Nice.
unbelievable.
Okay. Set list.
See,
Yeah.
he hit it
I
right
hit it at the right
before
time.
the drop. Like we
Right,
came in
right.
after.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
But he was there right when
caught
you
it.
could still do it.
Caught
yeah.
it. You know,
That's what we're always talking about is like the drinking age. There was that golden age, and by the time we came
Yeah.
around, it,
yes.
kinda still
yes.
in the-
Yes.
Frank's
We were-
so old though that he was.
yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm a little
Yeah, I was
older, yeah.
jamming with Moses. Moses
Yeah,
was my
right,
bass
man.
player. He was
You
bad.
should have heard Joshua. Unbelievable. Yeah, but we did catch it. We did,
Yeah.
and we were playing like 3 nights a week. You know, going to like Somers, Connecticut, and
Sure.
and it was a blast because it was such a wild time.
What
Believe it
year
or
would
not.
this have been?
Oh my God! Let's see. I went to California in like '87, so this must have been like 84, 85.
Oh, wow, okay.
85.
So
yeah.
total spandex, like you're.
Oh,
doing it.
dude!
yeah.
Listen, I don't even think you're gonna remember this, but there was a shop on Chapel Street called Peepers, and it was all new wave
No kidding. huh?
musician
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah.
Pinstripe.
I remember.
pants.
I remember some store. I
Yeah.
used to
There was a
go
place in the Berlin Turnpike that did something similar
Oh.
to that
Yeah,
too. And that
so
might be
you
what you're
know,
thinking
I
of.
borrowed $300 from my aunt, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
went clothes shopping.
You used
then.
to.
Yeah.
I remember like
had
the
striped
Oh,
pants.
I remember
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
the search for spandex.
Oh,
Like,
of
that was like
course,
the
that was-
holy grail. You'd be
and-
going all over the place.
Well,
looking
the
for a place
biggest
that
thing
sells
for us,
spandex.
believe it or not, was Capizios.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember Capizios?
I had Capizio.
Yeah.
Did you have
Yes,
Capizios?
I
We all did.
Listen, you weren't a musician in East Haven
That's
or
right.
anywhere if you didn't have Capizios.
Even
on.
I had them in
Yeah.
Wallingford.
Did you?
I was like, oh, I had white Capizio.
There you go,
I'm like,
bro.
I'm finally a musician.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
I remember those.
Capizios were the best. The only thing is they lasted like a month because they
Yeah.
were so cheap. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're cardboard on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so we did that for probably a couple years. We
What was your best number? Talk dirty to me. What was the one?
No, let's see. We we had a pretty wide array of stuff we did. I can remember doing Cool in the Gang and then
Oh, wow.
doing Rick James and then
Oh, okay.
doing Zappa.
All right.
Like
So it wasn't strictly
Well,
like-
that's because of Roland. Roland was a wacko with every.
Oh.
He would go to every genre.
Okay.
You know. But then Johnny always kept us busy. Got us a gig at a place called Celebrities in Hyannis, Massachusetts, where they had a band house.
Oh, yeah.
And we
That's
stood
trouble.
there for a week. And
Oh, yeah.
Steppenwolf was just moving out while we were moving in.
Whoa.
Yeah, and
And imagine you get there and you find out that they made the bed every day. Like they're totally going to be wild.
Yeah,
but
they were
everything,
perfect, yeah.
They stocked the fridge for the next band.
everything's all set, guys.
Born
yeah.
to be wild. They're conservationists.
Yeah,
There's about
Right.
Actually, believe me, it wasn't like that. But
yeah.
I couldn't tell you much more about the week, if you know what I
No,
mean.
I used to do
But
those too.
yes,
I was
yeah,
on
yeah.
that circuit
Yeah,
towards the end too.
yeah.
You'd be in a place for a week.
Yeah, it was crazy. But so from there, playing a lot, started recording a little bit with Roland and stuff like that, and then I don't think it was too much longer after that. I met Tom.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was a while.
We met in 80. I mean, we started playing together in 89.
Yeah, in 89.
wow.
But Tom was doing a song at Present Studios in East Haven
Yeah, sure.
with
Vic.
a friend of his.
Or
Yes.
no. Yeah.
No,
no.
John.
Oh, Presence. John Russell.
John Russell, yeah.
Yeah, John Russell. And
I didn't know you knew him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well,
John knows everybody.
ish.
Yeah. So I was, I thought I was back then. I thought I was Rick Springfield. So I somehow or another got into the studio. I didn't know Tom.
Because it was the guy who was playing keys knew you.
Mark Ferrara.
Yeah. And so he brought you along.
He brought me along. Yeah, and somehow or another, Tom asked me to do a harmony, which he hated. He actually didn't even put it on the song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, you know Tom. But
That's all right.
But yeah. I was like, who's this kid? Who the hell is this kid think he is? So somehow or another, I don't know. I honestly really don't know how, but we formed a relationship and we started playing. I guess we formed a duo.
Yeah.
And
So
let's do this.
I mean, not to belabor the small details, but we were in a band. Original.
right.
We tried to start an original thing that didn't go anywhere. We made a demo.
Called the Capizios.
Right.
the
pretty much.
Capizio Boys.
Pretty much. That didn't go anywhere. And then I think we did a band, like just a cover band.
We did, yeah.
And it was early 90s. You couldn't get a gig anywhere. At any rate, or at least we couldn't.
Yeah.
And then we did the acoustic duo.
Yeah,
That's
an
what
acoustic
happened.
duo. And had these delusions of grandeur of how everything was going to be. So there's going to be 500 people just watching
Calling
and listening
out
to us,
songs.
and
And then you quickly learn that.
you quickly
you're
learn that.
at the Greenwich Country Club yelling into an empty room, getting fired.
Exactly.
It's not how I pictured it.
I can remember playing a gig up in, where was it? Oh man, it was like in Manchester or something, right? Some sports bar
Sure.
dive.
Sure.
To one person
Oh, yeah, sure.
at the end of the bar, totally dark.
Right.
Like you couldn't even see
Yeah,
the guy.
yeah.
It was like a shadow of a silhouette at the end of the bar.
And the
all
shadow
night.
was disapproving.
yeah.
Like even the shadow.
Shadow didn't like it.
the
Let me
shadow
tell you
shaking
something.
its
Yeah.
head.
This-
That one guy was not there for us.
Yeah, no way.
So that was rock bottom.
Yeah.
No,
So-
it's just life.
Yeah, just a duo. Yeah, but
Yeah,
after,
and then that guy left.
And then
yeah,
that guy
right,
left.
right, exactly.
And
yeah.
then the bartenders left. And
Yeah,
we were
then
there by
everyone
ourselves.
left,
No,
yeah.
I'm kidding.
So then after a while, Tom, we started playing out. I mean, some nights we were playing. Some weeks we were playing 3-4 nights a week.
Yeah, we had a good thing going for a while.
We had a good thing going for a while, and we decided that listen, anybody who's a musician knows that the pay is absolutely terrible.
Sure.
So Tom and I at one point decided, listen, we have a little bit of a following. We used to play a lot of parties.
Yep.
Tom wanted to get, and I did too, wanted to get more involved with a corporate type thing.
Yep.
And we did that a little bit, but we got a lot of private parties.
Sure.
And we decided, listen, if we're going to do this, keep on doing this, let's charge
Right.
a decent amount. Let's
Sure.
make some money, So we wound up doing that and did fairly well. I got to say the truth. I couldn't play with anyone else as far as being in a duo.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It got to a point where, we didn't even have to even look at each other anymore.
Sure.
We had really good harmonies. And the funnest for us was, like you said, not going off, we knew 400 songs in a book, but I'd rather just call
Yeah,
out
yeah,
what you
yeah,
want to
that
hear,
was the night. That was the fun stuff. Yeah.
That's a fun night. So, that lasted for a very long time. Actually till the pandemic, some other stuff happened while I'm getting sick and stuff like that. But that's basically how it happened.
Yeah.
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 So,
That's cool.
yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I got a chance to play with some unbelievable musicians too. I also hosted an open mic at Donahue's in Madison, and met some great players down there.
That's cool.
Ronnie Lawrence.
Yep.
and,
Yep. He was on the list, sadly.
I know,
Yeah, I know.
man,
What a
just
drag.
unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah. It sucks.
So sad. Yeah. That we did that once a week, and I hosted that, and
He used to come down to that?
once in a while he'd come
Yeah.
down. Yeah, he'd come down, and I think he took me to a gig in New Haven once too, where his band was playing, and I remember Ronnie all the
I was
way
gonna
back.
say you've known him for a
Oh
long
my
time.
God!
Yeah, sure.
He used to play in a band called The Lift.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to
With
go
Paul
down,
Go
Mills.
down to the
Oh, yeah.
Foundry.
Oh, yeah.
and
That's why you
just
should
get
go
your
see
mind
him,
blown.
John.
Yep.
At the Paul
Yep.
Mills was like
Yep.
incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And
That whole band.
The whole band was
Yeah.
sick.
Was-
Yeah,
Miriam
that was-
Meadows.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to go see that.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was
my
the
God.
thing.
I mean, they were for real.
Yeah.
Like they were the realest
Oh,
thing.
the
in
real
band,
They all
you
ended
know?
up real.
Yeah.
You know, they
Yeah.
all went on to
Yeah.
real things. So
Yeah. So I consider myself lucky. You know, I don't have to tell you.
yeah, we
The-
were there.
The music business is a tough business, but you know, you do what you could do. You know.
Yeah.
You know, you try your best, and you know, Tom and I'd have to say the truth. 95% of the time, even when, you know, if we're in bad moods or you know whatever, we try to make it our best, and you know, give it our best every time, whether there was one person there or 100. You know.
Right.
And try to have a good night. You know.
Yeah.
That's all we could do.
That's all you can do.
That's how you wind up. I mean, being able to thrive in that. If you want, you know, in that level of the business, is you're not. You know what I mean? It's great when there's a crowd and they're paying attention to you, but you have to figure out a way to navigate and have fun when nobody's there.
Yeah.
And be satisfied, and you know what I mean.
Yep.
So you better be happy with the people you're playing with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I remember we had a little bit of a thing going at this place called City Steam in Hartford.
Oh yeah.
John used to play there every weekend.
Sure.
Yeah. And they got to know us after a while, and we got to a point where they would kind of sit around us. Remember, Tom?
Yeah, yeah.
And we would just say,
Yeah.
"All right, yell out a song."
Yeah.
And it was really cool because they were quiet, you know, and you know, we would play 2-3. Sometimes
Yeah.
Tom and I were nuts. I mean, if we had a crowd going, literally, there were some nights where we would play for 4 hours straight.
That is true.
Oh yeah. You just keep going.
Just keep going, you know, and keep the crowd and have some fun. So, you know,
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun times. A lot of fun
Beautiful.
times.
Who are some of your favorite singers? Like who?
Well, my father was a giant Beatles fan.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Beatles. You know, Lennon McCartney for
Sure.
me. That's it. I am a big Lou Graham fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Yeah.
Just love his
Cool.
voice.
Yeah.
Paul Rogers.
I always told you, wait, just take a side trip. I don't know if I ever told you this. This is funny. Paula, my wife, who's hilarious, says to me one time, she goes, "You're a musician. What's wrong with the guy in Foreigner?" And I'm like, "I don't know what you mean." She goes, "He's hot-blooded. He's cold as ice. He's got double vision. Why does he go to a doctor? Why does he?"
He wants to know what love is.
Yeah. What's
she's
up with
nuts.
this guy? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
She's too much.
Yeah,
Well, you know, the thing about Lou Graham too is people forget that he wrote. You know, he wrote a lot of those lyrics.
Imagine
I mean,
that.
you know, you know, Rod Stewart. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
you
sure.
know,
Yep.
the old Faces stuff is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
you
a
know.
big fan
So
of it.
actually,
You
dude,
talk about that all the time. The,
Oh,
the
yeah.
first
Oh,
handful of
my
the Rod solo stuff.
oh my
Yes.
God,
Uncomparable,
Alley.
John.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, yeah.
As a singer, you're just blown away. You
Yep.
know, just blown
that
away.
Faces.
Oh, my
era.
God.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I
What a
love Rod.
band. Oh, man.
Just unreal. But I mean, McCartney is just, you know,
Sure.
just you know. I
But
know you're a big
if I
Beatles
may
fan.
just interject one thing on so Frank was saying when he first got into it, Nikki, with just keep listening to the record and
Yeah.
and you'll eventually be able to hit the notes. That wound up being Frank's thing, is that we'd be on a gig and everybody would be like, he's not gonna be able to hit that note. You could see people in the audience going like,
Yeah.
he ain't gonna hit, and then all of a sudden, and I'd be like, is he gonna hit that note? And then all of a sudden, there it is.
yeah.
And he just could. It was the
Yeah.
weirdest thing. Well, you've been on gigs
Yeah,
with him.
yeah.
You're like, how is he gonna do this?
Oh, thanks. Well, I got to say the truth. The fun thing for Tom and I we used to walk into the clubs, and I'm going to be honest.
Right. Right.
You know, they'd see this fat guy come in with the PA, you know, and an older guy with him, you know,
Older guy.
and they, you know, well, you know,
Yeah, they'd be like,
we're not young.
"This isn't the band." Yeah,
Yes,
they'd be like-
exactly. They'd be like they would. I would see some people laughing.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I would actually see people laughing.
And that's what you thrive on. You're like, "Oh, you're all
I'm like,
going to see."
Well,
laugh
I'm
now.
going to show you.
Is my brother laughing? You know what I mean?
Right.
All those people.
So
that
all he
told me-
sees is Sal's face. in the audience.
Yeah, and Mr. David Lee Roth of the
Yeah, right,
the high school.
right. But yeah, that would be the fun thing.
Yeah, and then
because
he just gets on the mic, like immediately just empties the bag. Yeah,
yeah, that would be fun because you know,
Yeah.
But you know,
People-
that was the fun. That was right.
Right.
It's hysterical.
Just underestimate me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We thrived on that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it was
that's awesome.
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? So I mean, it's totally up to, we talked about this. You have an
Yes.
interesting childhood, interesting
Yes.
upbringing that not many people
Yes.
share.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you want to?
I'm gonna mend this.
I think
in-
it's interesting. That's the only reason I.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and I have no problem with it. I'll kind of mend it in this way. Well, let me start off by saying that my father's father was a soldier in the Genovese crime family, and
Dave just got quiet. He's
hey, Dave, watch yourself. So,
yeah. Oh man.
is there a caddy out there?
Yeah.
Right.
So, we actually used to one of the things I remember vividly was obviously we did, if you watched Goodfellas, honestly,
Sure.
was our lives. That's how I grew up.
Man.
I'm talking exactly. So it was crazy. I used to park all the mobsters' cars when they came to my grandfather's.
Wow.
I would get $100 bills in my pajamas Christmas Eve.
Or the
my
people-
grandfather.
Give you a pack of smokes on your 8th
Yeah.
birthday.
Well,
a
well,
carton.
this is-
Here you go, kiddo.
Oh, you ready for this, John? This is great. Tom loves this stuff. But
it's just
my
so
grandfather was born on Christmas. So
Oh, boy. Yeah.
and he actually disappeared when he was 59 years old.
Ooh.
So and it still to this day was never found.
Your grandfather.
Yes.
Oh boy.
So, but by chance, if he was home and not in jail on Christmas, because here's the deal: he disappeared when he was 59. He did 38 years in jail.
Can you imagine that?
So he was not home a lot. He was in.
Can you imagine?
He was in college.
So he's a
Yeah.
repeat offender.
Yeah,
as
it
they
was.
say.
Well, yeah, my mother said Daddy, Grandpa's in college. He might be home this Christmas.
Wow.
So,
Holy cow.
yeah. So, the thing I remembered so vividly was, if he was home on Christmas Eve,
Yeah.
he lived right near a ball field in East Haven, Memorial Field, and there would literally be cars parked around the whole field and a line of people waiting to see him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Because
he-
he's here.
well, he's home and
Yeah.
he's the man, you know.
Whoa.
So there would be a table maybe 30 feet long that my grandmother set up with all food. And people will be waiting to come in. And there would be about a stack this high of envelopes with $100 bills in them.
Holy cow.
And you would have to go up to him.
yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Kiss his ring.
Whoa, for real.
And he'd hand you the $100 bill.
Wow.
And then you leave.
So this is just, we're seeing who's who now that I'm here.
Yeah.
Just make
all
sure
the
everybody's
right,
cool.
Yeah.
Right. And you pay your
Whoa.
respects. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
Go
that's
grab
how-
yourself an envelope.
right.
Eat something. Have a good
Yeah,
time.
exactly. Oh, please eat something.
I know you're afraid to say this now, but I'll say it to him. Quit hitting the table.
Oh, yeah. Be careful.
That's
of that.
part of
Yeah.
my Italian thing. I'm sorry.
I know it is.
Yeah,
But
so that was that was one of my most vivid recollections.
And there
But
you
that's
are running around in the middle.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, we're making fun of, me and my brother Sal are pouring VO for these mobsters, making fun of people,
Wow.
There's Pee Wee, there's Moose, there's,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's how we grew up. But it was insanity, John. It was, I mean, like, literally, we grew up in a time where, like, we were young kids.
Yeah.
But we had guys on our roofs with machine guns.
Wow.
I mean, and like we had 3 floors, and if the kids were on the first floor and they saw something suspicious outside, we would have a buzzard. So my father
Whoa.
would know upstairs, and we actually had a hole in our roof.
A little kid. So even you're wise, even though you're like,
Well, yeah, they made us that you grew up with that, So but it was for us it was normal, It was just
Wow.
believe it or not, it was normal.
whoa.
But
So you're always on the lookout, even
always
kids.
on the lookout, yeah. And when it got crazy was when he disappeared, because then we literally didn't have a phone for a year because they wiretapped our phones.
Oh, wow.
There was federal agents outside our house every day.
Oh, wow.
I would get stopped with my friends by the feds once every 3 weeks as I
Wow.
got to be 17.
So when he
18
was
years old.
inside, did everything stop in your family activity? Did it cease?
Oh, you mean?
Yeah.
No.
It actually got. I mean, it got real bad. Back then, there were a thing called gang wars.
Okay.
where there were rival factions, and it was literally killing each other.
Whoa. Yeah.
I had an uncle Richie who he got shot in the face. He was 21 years old.
Oh boy.
So no, it was not calm when he was there.
Wow.
It was. The problem was my father was like me. He did not want that lifestyle.
Okay.
He had no choice.
So that was the end. He was trying to end it.
Couldn't end it.
Wow.
Couldn't end it.
Yeah.
Couldn't end
And his father was like he said,
Great guy.
totally
Great guy,
in
yeah.
love with music, and all he wanted to do was like.
Loved music.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah.
he was kind of a tortured person. because
Tortured
he was,
soul,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right,
and
right.
he went to drugs and alcohol, died when he was 40
Oh.
because of it. But he had a father who you couldn't say no to.
Right.
You
Just
just
like
couldn't.
you're doing this.
Right, you're
I
doing
need
this.
you to carry
And
this on.
the crazy thing was when myself and my two brothers were born, my grandfather was ecstatic because in the mob, 3 male guys,
Oh.
they're taking over the family.
Oh, boy.
So he was ecstatic. Right before my grandfather disappeared, my brother was going to take on that lifestyle.
Oh wow.
And
But then
the
when you're-
first and only time my father said something to my grandfather was, if you do this, I will kill you.
Whoa.
So basically,
Holy cow.
it gets heavy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's horrible to say, but in a way, he
Right.
disappeared
because
and
it ended it.
and our lives are, I would not be here if that didn't happen.
I shouldn't ask this question, but does this still go on now here?
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
Absolutely.
So you would have just been in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I finagled with it in the 90s.
Wow.
And I was at a point in my life where I was not doing well. I'm a recovering addict, as you
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, and I don't know why, but I got to a point where I basically said, listen, I was doing a couple of things for him. I wasn't made or I
Whoa.
wasn't in the mob.
Yeah.
But I was doing a few things, making money for him and stuff like that. But I basically got to a point where
You said, I want to get out.
I can't. But a couple of things happened, and my wife at the time was like, listen, we can't live like this. This is
Whoa.
gonna, So I just said, listen.
And you can just get out?
Well,
he
I wasn't
wasn't
made.
in. He wasn't- yeah, he
I wasn't made.
Oh, okay.
And they, believe it or not, this sounds weird because my
Yeah,
grandfather disappeared, but they absolutely loved my grandfather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Doesn't sound it, right? He's
So
gone.
when you say
but-
when you say disappeared, does that mean a rival took him, or you don't even know?
No, well, all his best friends took him. He went to a meeting in Bridgeport,
Like Goodfellas.
like Goodfellas.
Okay,
He went to a
so
he
he-
actually had a driver, just like the mob.
Sure.
He had a driver, and his driver brought him to a meeting.
Oh boy.
And the driver said, I'm going to wait here. I personally think
Yeah.
in my heart
Yeah.
that he knew.
So something went wrong, and he just thought they're going to unplug me. I
Well,
gotta get out of
well,
it.
he was an alcoholic.
Okay.
So he was so
Starting to get
nuts.
loose.
In New York, they used to call him the Savage.
Okay.
He was nuts. So he was the type of guy where he would go to a bar at 10 in the morning and say, listen, I want 5,000 by 5 p.m.
Yeah. Right.
And they got wind of all that.
So he
And-
was almost like you say, Goodfellas. He's almost like Joe Pesci, just getting a little too loose.
Exactly.
Oh,
Like him,
well,
apparently.
well, actually, my brother Sal did a couple of shows called Growing Up with the Mob.
Oh, okay.
And he had all slides and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And matter
yeah,
of fact, they're trying to they may do a book and stuff like that.
Wow.
But he hooked up with a guy named Christopher Hoffman, who was a reporter for the New Haven Register for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
He had a jacket on my grandfather that was like this, like 10 inches big. He knew more about my grandfather's
Yeah, right.
family than we did.
Wow.
But he said to my brother, your grandfather was Pesci.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
yeah.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because my grandfather had a trigger temper.
Yeah.
So if you walked in a bar and you didn't know him,
Yeah.
and he said, "Have a drink, John,"
Yeah.
and you go, "Oh no, I can't." He go, "Excuse me,"
Yeah. Yeah.
and he might,
Yeah. Sure.
Stop your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
he might knock you the hell out or
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
work. I mean, so he was. So what happened was he was just. They were catching wind of a lot of bad stuff, and I think I'm not positive.
Eventually.
But he got called to a few meetings, and I think they pretty much said, "Listen, if this keeps up, it's not going to be good."
Yeah. We got to X this guy.
So I personally think when he took that ride to Bridgeport, he told his driver, "Listen, just go. I'll get a ride home."
Wow.
I think, and I don't know if you know this or not, but in the mob, your best friends do kill you. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's sad,
Wow.
but that's the way it happens.
Right.
But, hey, listen, you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Right.
They know that.
So he must have figured, I
it.
pushed it too far.
That's it.
It's over.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how much longer he would have lived anyway, because he was a raging alcoholic. If you saw a picture of him at 59 years old, he looked like he was 75.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know how much longer he would have lived.
So
but
So you broke the line.
Yeah, me and my brothers. We broke the chain.
It's amazing.
This is
think about
crazy.
It.
I know, but this is a weird question. Maybe you can't answer. So I mean, you can say I'm out.
Yeah.
But how do they know that you're going to keep? How do they know you're going to keep secrets?
Well, I
You know what I mean?
think that my grandfather had such a history with them.
Yeah.
He was in reform schools at 9 years old.
Oh wow.
He started when he was very young.
Mm-hmm.
One thing he was probably the loyalist to was the mob.
Yeah. Right.
I actually met his boss.
Whoa.
And his boss said they absolutely adored him, and I think they felt like the family is probably just like the grandfather.
Yeah.
And they were raised that way.
And so
how
cool.
do they know that I wouldn't go somewhere and say, "Hey, listen, I know that"? They probably didn't, but I think they probably trusted me.
Right.
And
it's cool now. Like you guys have been out of it long enough. I mean,
yeah,
we're talking
but
about
I mean,
it.
like we know. Listen, I still know a ton of people, you know, that are in that lifestyle. I choose not to be, in that lifestyle anymore. The bottom line is, you watch The Sopranos, you watch Goodfellas. Everybody says, "Wow, man, look, they got a bankroll like this, and they're with the thousands of women." It's a big lie. I mean,
really?
I'm not saying they don't have money.
Because you end like that.
Because you're constantly looking over your shoulder. You're constantly, you're doing things, bad things. You're doing, and my grandfather didn't sleep a lot. He didn't, he was constantly doing seriously bad stuff, and how do you live like that? Of course you're going to drink. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
There's so much
if you're not a psychopath,
Yeah,
you're gonna succumb to the pressure.
And the whole music thing. I can remember getting woken up at 3:30 in the morning, and there would be a bunch of mobsters in my house, and me and my brothers would have to all sing for him.
Oh boy!
I think I'm going out of my head.
They're like, "Hey, wake your kids up!
Wake your kids up!
We want to hear a song."
Yeah, we get up like
like the Old West.
Yeah, and
get her out here.
Yeah, get them out here. It's nuts. But that lifestyle is very. You have to be cut out for it. You have to realize that. You're probably going to go to jail.
Yeah.
You're probably going to die.
Yeah.
Very few people I know.
Yeah, right.
That are living, that are, enjoying life in the mob. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like,
that worked out.
I just
That
came off.
out.
Yeah, everything's perfect. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So, to kind of mesh it in with music, I think in a way, music saved my life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because
and your brother too, because he was
my
kind
brother.
of ahead of you music-wise, so you saw an exit.
Right.
Yeah, that's
but
cool.
But the bottom line, John, is that if he didn't disappear, he disappeared in '79, and my brother Sab was right near going in there.
Wow.
And if he lived, there is no doubt in my mind, all of my brothers would not be here, and myself.
Wow.
Because we would have.
Because you wouldn't have seen any other way out. You would have been.
No, we would have taken over, and me myself with addiction and having money, and either I would have OD'd,
Yeah, you'd have been dead. Yeah.
dead, or did something stupid, or to be completely honest. So that lifestyle is just movies seem to idolize. You kind of like, you look at it like, oh my God, what a life.
Well, they only see the power part.
Right. They glorify that. But,
exactly. They glorify the power, but what comes with that is just so absolutely insane.
Well, I know this sounds stupid. We're not. It seems to me that it's all fantasy. Like the rock and roll, like we grow up thinking I wouldn't be a rock star and everything's going to be it's going to be fine.
And it's not that way.
You realize if you can handle the pressure, which is there any difference between people that end up dead because it's a big life?
Right? I tell a lot of young musicians that I meet, listen, you're doing this life. That's great. A lot of young musicians think they're going to make it, obviously, and God bless them, whatever. But I know that if for some reason I really made it in music, I wouldn't be here. I would be dead.
You know what? I kind of feel the same way.
I would be dead
in a sense.
I mean, like I really idolized. I really have a lot of admiration for recovering addicts that are musicians, because I don't understand how that's amazing to me. I mean, you have $4 million in the bank and you're not getting high. Like that's incredible to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm being brutally honest with you.
I kind of know what you mean.
You know what I mean? I mean,
I'm not a recovering addict, but I would have.
Yeah, but
in a time and place, I would have partied. I would have taken one step over the line, and that would have been it.
Right. I mean, I moved to California in, I think it was 86 or 87, and some friends of mine were out there, and back at that time, do you remember Warrant and all that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they were close with Warrant and Janie Lane, the lead singer.
Yep.
So one of my first nights out there, I went to an after party with Warrant, and Janie Lane, my friend told Janie Lane I was a singer, and we stood up till like 6 a.m. doing lines and singing Beatles songs all night.
Why not?
And I said to my friend, like,
this is the beginning. Right
I said, like, I would never be able to do
Oh, I see.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, like,
yeah.
like, no way.
Oh, even back then?
Yeah, I knew it.
Is he still alive?
No,
he died.
See?
No, he died in a hotel room
alone.
Yeah, alone.
See?
Alone. And I got to tell you something, whether you like him or not, Tom actually, he was a great writer,
he was a great songwriter.
He
really was.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I know you don't know much about him.
He kind of he really was a good songwriter. Talented
great voice,
guy.
Loved the Beatles.
Yeah.
Great voice. And they had that one album that just killed it with Heaven on it.
Sure.
And made a lot of money,
Yep.
but he was an alcoholic. And, wound up alone, dead in a hotel room.
Man. Well, I think,
sad.
I'm sure there's a lot of addicts still in music, but.
Oh, sure.
But that period that we grew up in, it was like you partied your way to the top. That was part of it.
Right.
That was part of the thing.
Right. I mean, when I moved out to California, the rumor was that at the time, Guns N' Roses was in rehab. They just got signed or something.
Right, and they had to clean up.
Yeah, they had to clean up. And everybody was off the wall with partying.
Yeah.
It was just insanity.
Yeah, you had to party. You couldn't be straight.
No, no. I mean, that was almost, like being laughed at if you're straight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But like people like Anthony Kiedis and stuff like that. I mean, like, how the heck? God bless him, man.
You get out, yeah.
It's incredible.
I'm such a square. I wouldn't even have gotten in the door. Two more opposite people you could not meet.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm somewhere in the middle.
No, it's hysterical. It is literally like
Well, I think that's why it works so much too.
It broadens.
Oh,
the
listen,
because I have a little temper too.
Yeah,
it takes a long time for me to get there. Yeah,
right.
But we've had gigs that we've lost a lot of gigs because of me.
Oh, really?
Well,
a lot of gigs.
Some of them because he had to rectify certain situations or whatever.
Sure.
But some of them he probably could have just shut up. But whatever.
Well, hey, some gigs you're better off without.
Yeah, really. I had our agent call me up going, "You have to apologize to him." I'm like, "No way."
What?
No way.
Look, he had Peckman out there in the field playing out there with no 10 over him.
Yeah, really, with no 10. I'm not apologizing to nobody. Yeah.
Literally getting like, get out of here now, or I'm going to call the cops. Cables knocked out.
Yeah.
Boy.
I have a very long wick, John, but when the wick gets down,
my dad was like that, like the chillest guy in the world. But when it was over, it was over. That was it.
Yeah, like I mean, it's I'm very, very, very patient. But then
let me know if I'm on thin ice.
How many nights?
Thanks for being here.
How many nights would I be standing there and I'd be
You're
watching,
just like,
literally watching him fume, going, here we go, here it's coming, and I'd be going like, dude, come on, here's the deal, let's chill out.
Be cool.
Listen, no, I'm telling you, they're trying to screw us. I'm like, listen, whatever.
John, one night we're at the Chowder Pot.
Oh, should you mention names?
No. Well, screw the Chowder Pot. So anyway, listen. Well, could you take that out in the mix? Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, I don't like the lobster.
That means
bisque.
it won't be on until Monday because we have to.
Yeah. But anyway, I love the Chowder Pot. It's great seafood. But anyway, But anyway, they had this guy there who was a waiter. I'm sorry, and he somehow became manager. And Tom and I were playing.
I know
You know this story.
and at the time, my ex-wife and my kids came to have some food. And this guy, it must have been his first week on the job, and he thought he was like Mr. Chowderpot, you know.
Sure.
And he goes, "The kid's out now. I could lose my license." And Tom's like, "What?"
No, you can't.
So
We've been doing
I'm
this
like,
longer than you.
and I'm like, "Wait a minute, they're having scallops, what the, And
Right.
he's like, "No, do you hear what I said? I want him out." And I'm like, "No."
do it ain't happening.
So anyway, I tell my ex-wife, and she's crazier than me, and she's
wow,
like,
we gotta do a lot of editing.
yeah. So nah, just keep rolling. Don't worry about it. So she goes, "I'm not leaving." And I says, "Oh, that's cool with me. I'm fine with that." So he comes around again and says, No, they are leaving. I said, "Listen, just take the baby and leave and let me handle this." Yeah. So make a long story short, I said to Tom, Tom, do me a favor.
Don't
I'm
swear.
gonna no.
Go ahead.
Do me a favor. It's not gonna end well.
Right.
So please deal with him because I can't do this.
Right. Well, at least you're warning. You're
Right.
at the point
So
where
Tom goes up to him, and Tom comes back and goes, "He wants to talk to you."
Uh-oh.
And I just
This guy really thinks he's something.
Oh, he really
unbelievable.
thinks it's
So
something.
he's holding the money and not giving us our pay. And Frank's like, "Listen, I will talk to you about this, but I got to go to." He had another job at the time. He's like, "I got to go to work. I can't do this
Yeah.
now."
Yeah, I'm
Because,
not-
no,
I'm
you're
not
gonna
gonna sit
You're
around.
going to talk to me now.
No, what he said was, he goes, "Let me explain something to you. I'm your boss when you're here.
Dude,
And guess what? You're my employee. So
not true.
whatever-
An independent contract.
Right. Exactly.
Whatever I say you're going to do." I said, "Well, guess what? We have a big problem.
Yeah.
And give me my money now."
Yeah.
John,
Yeah.
he throws it on the floor.
Oh,
So then Frank
Wrong
chases him in
I
the
proceed
kitchen.
to chase him in the kitchen.
good.
Chase him in the
Guy
kitchen.
still work there?
No.
No,
he's not
Okay,
there
yeah.
anymore.
his friends were there from high school.
Yeah, I'd be like, dude, get over yourself.
They start throwing bottles and
Yeah,
tipping
yeah,
tables
yeah.
over.
It got crazy.
It got
so now
crazy.
I go,
I'm like,
"Listen," I go, "I want you to actually kneel like a dog."
I'd be like, I want you to pick that
and
money
pick.
up
That's
with
what
your
I
ass
said.
crack.
That's what I said. I said, "I want you to, like a dog, kneel.
Yep.
Go get my money,
Yep.
and I want you to give it to me while you're kneeling."
I don't think
I
you
want you to
did,
give it to
though.
me.
Yeah.
And I don't think you did or whatever. And then everybody just the funny thing, John, was like it was like a movie because everybody in the place. Everything was quiet, and they all were just turned to me and this guy looking at us.
Wow.
That was it. And everybody went nuts. Went nuts. And he's like, "I'm calling the cops. I'm going to go." I said, "You could call Osama bin Laden. I don't care."
Yeah, I don't care.
And,
What happened?
well, we got a
We
phone call
wanna-
from our agent the next day. Said, "I demand that you go apologize to him." I said, "Well, I'll never play there again." That's
Yeah, I don't
not
care.
mine.
I don't need to
Yeah.
fight the chowder.
I know. It was not a great.
There's a few times that happened, and I honestly,
No, there's
I have
no
to
need
watch
for
my
that.
temper though.
Yeah, I know, but that's whack.
Well,
Tell
it
the
was.
dude,
It
listen,
was.
man, I've been in the business long
right.
enough. My kids are okay here. I get it. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Yeah,
Just-
right,
yeah.
right,
Yep.
right.
He just compounded like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It-
Then you get those other guys. We played another gig. I won't mention any names.
Yeah, yeah.
That we packed the place every Friday, and one Friday was dead.
Yeah.
And he took us into the back room like he was Tony Soprano,
Yeah.
and he said, "What are we gonna do now? The place is dead. How much you want?" And I said, "Well, last Friday when you had 300 people in here,
yeah.
did I bring you back in the kitchen and say,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do?"
Bank the money. I'm
Give
not
me
gonna
my
tell you
money.
how to. I don't know how to
Right.
tell you how to run.
I
your
mean,
business.
if you think about it, John, this is the thing that makes me crazy. Think about
Well, they think you're stupid. That's
right.
What it is.
Well,
yeah.
musicians, right?
Right.
Think
That's
about a
what I'm saying.
profession after all this time that is pretty much the same rates, right?
Right.
Right or
Since
wrong?
the 90s.
Right.
The 90s, right? I mean,
And then
come
they're
on.
still trying to get money out of you. It's like, do you
Right.
ever work any office job and they go, "Well, don't have a lot of work today, so I'm not going to pay
Yeah,
you
I
as
mean,
much."
it's
No, dude.
unbelievable. I mean, they just think musicians are just, all crackheads or dumb
Well,
or
some
some.
of
I
them-
don't know. They are, yeah, some of them. That's true. But so are some businessmen. I mean,
Well, that's why you guys kind of got your own lane there for a while.
Yeah.
'Cause You're just kind of like, you
Yeah.
know what?
yeah.
No,
yeah.
man, I hear you.
And I think that's why we also gravitated towards doing private parties and stuff.
Right.
because-
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
'Cause it was what it was. This is if you want it.
If you want
here's what it is.
this is how much it costs, and
Yeah.
that's it, And it just worked out for us. But
I don't want to run out of time
Yes.
before I ask you.
Oh,
Although I would
The deep
love
questions.
to talk about this forever, but I want to make sure you get these in. Desert Island albums, like what are a handful
I know
of
what
albums
Frank's
that you
gonna
can't
say.
live without?
Do you really?
I think so.
Because I don't even know yet. Let me think.
Well, just
let's see.
curious.
Let's see
that
what he-
define who you are for.
Oh, you're changing it now. All right.
Well,
I'm
let me think.
elaborating.
Let me think.
You're not even supposed to be here. Don't tell me how to.
Yeah, come on, Tom.
Dude,
Don't
I will
influence
turn
my
this table
decision.
over right now, and I'll make
you know what?
pick.
Tom, John, play that play out music.
Okay.
You know, that is so funny, John. I don't know why, but the White Album comes up.
Yeah, me too.
See?
Yeah, me
See?
too. That's mine.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Man, come
I
on,
know
John.
you.
The White Album.
yeah,
come
yeah.
on.
I
mean,
agree. I agree.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Could I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So, obviously, you had to watch it Get Back.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I thought it was really interesting. We don't have enough time.
Right.
I thought it was great. I appreciate that we live in a time where that's even possible.
Yeah.
That you're just
Right.
like, oh,
Right.
this is amazing.
Right.
And there were things that I did not put it this way. If you're not a Beatle fan, I can understand some people going,
Oh, yeah.
and
It's
I'm like,
boring.
sure.
Right.
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 But I thought it was fascinating.
Me too.
And there was certain things that were different than we, like you say,
Expected.
Paul sticking up for Yoko.
Right,
and you're like,
man.
okay, I learned that the story we were told was
Was
not
wrong.
Yeah.
exactly
Was
what
wrong.
was happening. And I also learned Ringo is always awesome no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that was
John,
cool.
I'll tell you
For
what,
sure.
when I was watching the rooftop
And we
thing,
told they didn't get along.
I
They were
know.
cool.
They were like brothers. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
When they were playing the rooftop,
Oh, that
I was
amazing.
crying.
That was
Yeah.
amazing.
I was crying.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah, it's
did
crazy.
you see McCartney, how into it he was?
Yeah.
He was freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was freaking out, man. It gave
Yeah.
me the chills. I was
It was-
crying.
It was cool.
Just, I guess obviously
I
because
liked
we're all Beatles fans,
Yep.
it's a lot more intense for us. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was just
No, I thought it was
so
wild.
incredible.
And then also you forget when you really think about it, you go, oh yeah, you go, yeah, sure. But then when you see it, you go, oh yeah, they did this in X number of weeks or whatever.
Unbelievable.
You saw them with
Just-
nothing.
That's the other thing.
And you can go, well, it's not their best album. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Whatever.
They did that, and
yeah.
whatever. It
And
was.
then 3 weeks later, they did the other one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Crazy.
come
That's
on.
just sick. I mean, you see McCartney playing The Long and Winding Road. I mean,
Yeah,
come on, man.
it's
It was
insane.
just unbelievable.
Yeah, no, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. This is why even bother asking this question, but this is the other one. I just ask people. I don't know why. The food. It's like desert island food. Like, what do you eat? And you say, if everything else was canceled and I could just eat this every day, it would be.
Well, let me tell you this quickly.
Yeah.
I got a lap band surgery about 11 years ago
Okay.
because I was very overweight. As you know, even when I was playing with you, I was
I
much
guess.
more heavier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But, I got a lap band surgery. I got very sick with diabetes, and I got to be honest, I have no enthusiasm for food no more.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Okay.
like
You just I
I
eat
just
to live.
don't. If you asked me that question 20 years ago, I would say give me a giant steak with a baked potato,
Sure.
and that
Right.
for me.
Yeah.
But now you would say air.
Yeah, now I would say like give me cranberry Jello,
Yeah. Right.
and that would be the
That's all right.
perfect
I don't
night.
want to. I don't want to bring up food. I just.
No. Yeah, but I got to say the truth. I mean, it just the lap band took away my passion for food, but it probably also saved my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
you just
know,
eat to live now. You're not.
yeah. So, but
That's cool.
yeah. Listen, man, I had such a awesome time here. I want to thank
Yeah.
you so much for
Yeah.
inviting us and,
Yeah. This
and
was a lot of fun.
me being part of it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
He contributed.
Oh yeah.
I really didn't want to. But
know.
you know what? I have to just add one thing. Thank you, too. I didn't thank you at the end of our podcast
Oh, that's
episode.
all right.
I know,
Yeah.
but I know you know, but I just, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
And let me
I
just
just-
blow
we
smoke.
Thank Dave too.
Yeah,
That is-
Dave
you know what I mean?
also. What
Dave
a
is the
great,
best,
great
isn't
guy. Yeah, please thank him for me. I
Yeah.
never had the time to thank him. But John, you're doing a great thing here too. So
Oh, thanks.
thank you so much, man.
I just,
I'm a big
my
fan
deal.
also. Great.
Awesome.
And let me say one more time, I gotta say it, man. The best.
Oh, yeah.
The best.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here.
Thanks,
Frank
John.
Annunziato, Tom Izzo, John Peckman podcast. Yeah. Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Come over the bridge, go through one set of lights, start looking left. If you're watching us on YouTube, like and subscribe, hit the bell. Thanks a lot, kids. I'll see you later. Drive
Bye,
safe.
folks.
Drive safe, like it's a gig. Drive safe, kids. All right. That
Tip
is
your
all.
waiters.
Yeah, see you later. Drive safe. That is all.
If you'd like to start your own podcast, give us a call at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Our professionally designed podcast space is here for all your recording needs. Rent out our studio to do interviews with up to 4 people, to record audiobooks, social media content, and all other recorded material. Our rentals include a private studio along with our professional-grade podcasting equipment, and we can customize your output to whatever your needs are. We also have green screen capabilities, which will expand to video capability if you so wish. So check us out here at convalley.net/podcast.